Hi there everyone, today it's me Jimmy64 again with another gotcha video. I want to explain on every gotcha stereotype which you probably find in mostly a lot of gotcha movies or probably not. So, without any further ado, I will now go into them. The first one I'm going to be looking at is a uwu cat. Now, if you've been on the internet for long now, you probably know these things are just weird. They are mostly found as boys. They have alphabet boy friends. They like to eat cookies and they wear pink. Nothing much really actually to them. The next one we're now gonna move on to is as well as now a tomboy, which of course in the real life you'd probably expect a tomboy at a school. For context, it's basically a girl that acts like a boy, and of course in gotcha life there are of course anomalous things called tomboys. So do not expect a lot from these anomalous creatures because I don't know what to say much. But let's just move on to the next stereotype. The next stereotype is now but similar to tomboy but a femboy, which of course femboys are just basically, boys who act like girls, and yeah, there's nothing really much actually to them though, because of course they wear pink, although it reminds me about a meowba, but yeah. Um Nothing really much to actually to them. They're just of course females, but I'm sure they're probably in the Koch community. I've seen a lot of them. But anyways, now move to the next one. Now, the next one, I'm gonna put this way. Also, if you made it this far, just consider on like subscribing though. But anyways, now we move on to the next one, the gotcha softies. There aren't really much a lot about them. They don't really take most. They mostly do not have a lot of similarities with the Uwu cats. Although their colors are much like oil pastels, like pink and much like soft type colors, and they also are harmless, which they get emotionally hurt if you try to insult them or any other possible way as possible, if you could think. The next stereotype that I'm now going to be looking at is a gotcha bad boy, which, if you guys remember, I did make a video on basically me fighting him, which, yeah, I kind of missed with. They also most, his girlfriend. They also commonly called Jackie Boo Boo Bear for some reason. It doesn't make sense. Like, sometimes they call Jackie. I don't know. They also belong sometimes to the Uwu cats or gotcha spoiled brats. So yeah, nothing much to them. The next one I'm gonna be looking at now is a anomalous one called the Cocheswell Brats, which, if you guys remember, I did also make a video on that. But these are mostly dating back to 2018. This is a Pacific type of species which dates back to 2018. They abused their hated child in the family, and the mother would totally agree on that. The hated child would become the, hybrid princess, which eventually I will go into. But they are, of course, spoiled unless you give them what they want because they're mostly spoiled. And now it's time for the final species, which goes by the name of the hybrid princesses. An anomalous species, which is mostly the hated child, but realize that they are super rare hybrid princess. I mean, they're not bad. They are actually kind of kind, though. I'm sure, like, because they are actually a kind species. They have wings, they can fly, they have a magical wand, don't know what it is for. But yeah, they are a very type of maybe interesting. You don't know. Also, if you now it's actually the end, but I just want to inform you guys, I'm not gonna be like posting next week because I have exams doing, and yeah, I won't be posting until like next week. So just please keep in mind that I'm not gonna be posting a lot often. So yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Consider like subscribing and goodbye.